Sam, are you?
Ah, hi Liam. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Amazing. Yeah, all good. We're here for another episode of Under the Hammer.
Favourite time of the month?
It is. And we're here going to talk about Q1,
Q2, predictions,
pickups, predictions, and
EVs,
yeah, anything exciting that we can talk about on those.
what we like and what we don't like,
Yeah.
where we think the market's going in general,
Yeah. Bit of
cat
everything.
performance,
Yeah. Vans, shows, awards.
which we like.
Yeah.
So just entered quarter two.
Yeah.
A good Q1 to start the year.
It's been an exciting time, hasn't it? It's actually been a really good first quarter.
Yeah, I think markets are really strong.
Yeah.
Obviously, caps stayed pretty stable as we move into April. I think if you could take the EVs out of the market, I think it'd probably be a slight positive upturn in the marketplace. I think certainly from the car side of it, there's probably demand is still outweighing supply slightly.
There is with the vans as well. There does seem to be a bit of a shortage still in place on the vans, and people are hungry for that stock. So if the stock's right, they're paying good money for it.
Yeah, I think them even like the JLR product, I think if it's right and it's got service history, especially between that sort of 7 and 15, 18
It
grand.
has to be the whole package, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You need service history, all the docs. It needs to be the right car.
Yeah.
all the money for it.
And German market's still performing really well, as we've seen throughout the whole of Q1. Probably so the only thing that's changed, in my opinion, from seeing it on the washroom is seeing all the, I don't know, maybe more of a two-tier market sort of forming, so that all them cars that now need work or engine management lights on them, bits and bobs like that, I think they're just starting to slope off, probably as a result of people buying heavy in January, February, maybe into March.
They got full body shops. I'm hearing that from Nesta Land boys. Have got full body shops, and they need to be a bit more pulled back on their pricing just to compensate for that at the moment.
To kind of get them through prep, and maybe the cost to prep is probably a little bit higher than what people first anticipated, so you've got that knock on offer. But I think we're in a really positive position at the moment. Obviously we've got plenty of stock on offer, so
We are in a good position. I think we're seeing like high capacity vans, the crafters, they've gone up a little bit in value. We're seeing a bit on some of the older stock as well. We're paying good money for that, so it's just holding the prices nicely.
yeah. I know it's a question I brought up. Where do you think the pickups are going with the?
They seem to be stable at the moment. Like, I think people have found a way around what they have to do with them to keep their sales going off pitches on used. Whether or not that's going to reflect in the new market, that will be one to sort of watch. But as it goes at the moment, I think the value is sitting quite nicely on the double cabs that there. People are still wanting to buy them, and they're willing to pay cap average money for them.
Yeah, no, good. So as we move through Q2, where do you think we're going to end up? Predictions?
I think we're going to continue the trend. I think stock levels they're not going to creep up massively to where they already are. So I think there's going to be a good bit of supply and demand out there. It's going to retain some good bidding, good buying going on. I think the vendors have probably had a good quarter one that they should be able to reflect some of their pricing into quarter two. So I'm hopeful we should see a nice steady run in Q2 as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be a stable marketplace. Like you said, I don't think there's going to be an abundance of stock coming from anywhere. So hopefully even with the bank holidays coming up, and obviously the kids' holidays, and as we move through Easter, because it falls a bit strange this year, doesn't it?
So it's a bit later in the month. And
even with them Chinese, I think the supply and the demand is going to be weighed out quite nicely. So I think we'll be good.
I think it's good, and I think people have got their heads around what's going to come on. We've got a budget obviously being had, but we've got new tax year and everything. I think they're ready to roll it out, and I think they're sort of everyone's anticipating where interest rates and everything are. They can match with that. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with this high court case with the finance and how much
that's
going to have an effect later on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that does play out.
Yeah.
I think one thing about industry is good for, though, is remaining agile and
Come through resilient, aren't they, to any changes? They normally make their way through it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Well, I think back of a great 2024, it was award-winning Defender Champions coming up this year. We've got our first show coming up. We're at the Motor Trade Awards, the inaugural one for the LCV.
Yeah, you're there.
I'm there. I'm going to be at the LCV show as well. There's something, I think the 29th of April, I think we're going to be doing that, and the 30th we'll be at the show. Yeah, so that's hopefully we'll see reap some rewards from that for 2025.
We've got to keep that crown. And obviously now Bedford is fully physical. It's going well. It's our second site.
Yeah.
Because now all the start times have now polarised 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which means even better offering for the customers.
I think the buyers have really responded well with that 10 o'clock start time as well, especially Monday and Wednesday.
It's nice to get their feedback and then be able to sort of implement that change as well. It just shows that we do listen.
Yeah. I love one of them.
It's a good point for the EV market. I think we're quick to start talking about Tesla and all them sort of so mainstream, if you like, but it's the sort of go-to brands that people think of when you think EVs. But you look at all the other sort of players that are coming into the market with BYD and
I think even our European counterparts, when you look at like the Renault 5's just come out, I think that looks an amazing little car, and the Alpine version of it, the 290, looks amazing. I can't wait to see what that 500 horsepower job looks like, that Renault 5 Turbo.
did the reason why that's going to be over 100k though?
Yeah.
I mean, mega bucks, but not
What
a
car?
Yeah,
What a car.
lovely thing. I suppose it's what I envisioned Ford doing with the Capri.
Yeah.
Re-releasing it as that iconic.
Yeah.
So
I think Renault were the first one who got a retro mod right,
yeah,
and Ford didn't.
that's with 6 rows over the Saxo.
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day who said that exact same thing. I want a Saxo VTR.
Yeah, the VTS
It's
version.
brilliant if we bring it out.
But even BYD's sort of on the acquisition, aren't they? With new
They're now moving forward, aren't they? And I think they look great value for money against.
Yeah.
They come with great specs as well, to be fair.
And to be fair, I don't think I've seen a bad report about one.
No, I mean, Chinese market is going to be interesting for residuals, I think, because they only come with one level.
Yes.
You buy almost just top range, that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
You can choose a colour.
Yeah,
And then it's all the same. So how that sits in the used market later on, 3 years, 60 and bits, is that going to affect it? There's no range difference.
It'd be interesting to see if they have obviously Fisk has been an interesting entry into the UK market. Obviously, it's only not here for long as a dealer group, if you like. But I mean, those Oceans that are on the market now, they're for nothing on.
They look absolutely fantastic value for money for the price you can get them for, the kit that they have on them. And I think they look okay. I know what the other people think not. I think they look quite nice, to be fair.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what you compare it to,
Yeah.
a vehicle of that size, that range, and that spec.
Yeah.
You're talking mega money if you're going to buy a Tesla that's going to be in that arena.
Yeah.
You can't get
So if you can get those ultimates, the race ultimates and the Ocean ultimates, isn't it? They come with the
and higher range for the
roof and everything. So
140 miles.
great mileage you can get out of it.
Yeah. So that's it. Another episode of
Under the Hammer done with me, auctioneer Sam.
I'm Liam. I've not got a tagline.
And that's it. We'll get going. See you next month.